The weather forecast with MTN.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a super exciting Sunday to you all, and thank you for joining me once again on the weather forecast. I hope you had an amazing day. Tonight, we look forward to a calm and favorable weather condition to dominate the nation, except for light isolated showers in parts of the southwest region. Temperatures are expected to get as low as 14 degrees tonight in the northwest and Adamawa regions, with the west, Litowale east, north and far north regions expecting temperatures as low as 16 to 18 degrees. The southwest and the center regions would have temperatures getting as low as 20 to 22 degrees. In detail, we go on to the north region, where no precipitation is expected in any of the towns tonight, and a similar favorable weather condition will progress until morning, with temperatures getting to a minimum of 20 degrees. Next, we go on to the southwest region, where precipitation will dominate the towns of Boya and Limbe tonight, and these will progress until morning, with temperatures as high as 24 degrees. And we end with the east region, where no showers will prevail in the entire region tonight, and a similar favorable weather condition for you to go about your activities. By morning, I encourage you to find time and go behold the beauty of the Nkomkam waterfalls. Thank you for watching. Good night and good luck.
Security lights are beaming in GAROUA, BOULAï in the East region following a boisterous late appeal in neighboring Central African Republic provoked by the outcome of the presidential election. Chan 2020 is 5 days away, yet the city of Yaoundé and streets are still begging to be swept clean. Minister of Housing and Urban Development Celestine Kechakutes charges the hygiene and sanitation company Hizakam to redouble efforts to give the city a cleaner outfit. Good evening and welcome. I am Benin Bumagana. This is the 7:30 News.
I have personally observed that most of our fellow citizens no longer comply with the protective measures prescribed by the government.
Once again, welcome. The head of state has given special assistance to some Chinese nationals who have escaped from the Central African Republic and sought refuge in Cameroon, that is in GAROUA, BOULAï, in the east region of the country. The special assistance was handed to them today in GAROUA, BOULAï by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji. The Chinese nationals escaped after armed robbers looted and robbed them of all their properties and money. Ebenezer Kanga reports.
There are 150 Chinese nationals who have escaped from the Central and sought refuge in GAROUA, BOULAï in the East region. The Chinese, who are economic operators, escaped after armed rebels looted and robbed them of all their properties and money in the wake of the violence that followed the presidential election in that country last month. Informed of the difficult situation they are going through, the head of state dispatched the Minister of Territorial Administration to GAROUA, BOULAï to hand them special assistance. The special assistance include sanitary kits, foodstuff, buckets, mattresses, and financial aid.
This big gesture from President Paul Biya to the Chinese counterparts who are in difficulties is another demonstration of this very, very good relation between China and Cameroon. We have heard the messages of thanks that we have sent to President Paul Biya. We will send him the messages.
The Minister of Territorial Administration assured the Chinese nationals that the head of state has instructed Cameroonian authorities to give them every assistance possible so as to make them feel happy despite the difficult situation.
And the sociopolitical unrest in the Central African Republic has had a negative impact on the free movement of goods and services across the borders in GAROUA BOULAï. Mokum Robert Achu visited GAROUA BOULAï and took interest on the impact of the crisis on the transport sector and put together the following report.
GAROUA BOULAï, the gateway from Cameroon into the Central African Republic, is witnessing an unprecedented situation as concerns the movement of heavy-duty trucks that convey goods from the Douala seaport and other sources through Cameroon to the landlocked Central African Republic. Over 800 heavy-duty vehicles with a variety of goods destined for the Central African Republic have been blocked in GAROUA BOULAï for the past 3 weeks. It should certainly be the same situation at the border town of Central African Republic to Cameroon, where heavy-duty vehicles are blocked on their way back to Cameroon. BJFT and the Syndicate of Transporters Union have taken measures to ensure to an extent the well-being of drivers and assistant drivers of the concerned heavy-duty vehicles. We are about 830 heavy-duty vehicles, which represents about 1,600 drivers and motorboys, and it's about 10 days that we are benefiting assistance from BJFT. We are not only concerned with our Cameroonian drivers, but we also have Chadians and Central Africans that we are giving them assistance. It is the wish of all that the fluidity of goods and services between Cameroon and the Central African Republic be brought to normal.
We stayed in the East region and GAROUA BOULAï, where the Army Chief of Staff, General René-Claude Meka, and other top military officials have held an emergency security meeting to ensure the security of persons and goods. General René-Claude Meka and collaborators discussed issues of security and after the meeting assured locals of their security. Let's get details from you, Mokum Robert Achu.
It was at the conference hall of the GAROUA BOULAï Council that the Chief of Army Staff, General René-Claude Meka, and his Staff Major from all the wings of the armed forces held the emergency security meeting behind closed doors. Certainly, they discussed at length and took stringent measures to reinforce the security that has been put in place for the safety of people and their property at ordinary times, and more so at this time when the security is threatened by the socio-political unrest in the neighboring Central African Republic. At the end, the Chief of the Army Staff, General René-Claude Meka, is ensuring inhabitants of the GAROUA BOULAï border town that the security situation is under control.
The situation on the border is a little bit complicated, so we have come here to take measure to ensure that we will have no problem in the next future.
As at the time of the meeting, hundreds of Central African Republic citizens forced by the socio-political unrest in their country to cross over to GAROUA BOULAï were being identified and registered by the UNHCR, while over 500 heavy-duty trucks bound for the Central African Republic have been blocked in GAROUA BOULAï for the past 3 weeks.
A partnership deal sealed between the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and a non-governmental organization run by Cameroonians in the diaspora will lead to the creation of jobs for youths in the country. Africa's diaspora digital transformation will provide training that is tailored for the job market in the digital field. Thanks to this partnership, Victor Siga has more.
By this convention, Digital Transformation Alliance, the non-profit organization, is expected to promote new skills and operational job profiles that meet the realities of Cameroonians. The partnership with the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises is expected to stimulate innovation and entrepreneurship through practical and multi-sectorial exchanges.
The vision of the DTA is to allow each individual to create his own future. It's a base for youth employment. So this is in strong correlation with the youth employment strategy in place.
The technical and financial support will come from the state.
Cameroon is now in the process making operational our national development strategy. And we felt that we could put in place a roadmap, and from the roadmap develop a series of initiatives aimed at ensuring that our small and medium-sized enterprises put creativity at the heart of their activities.
This will help scale down poverty, accelerate youth employment, and empower Cameroonians for more autonomy.
Stakeholders in the water and energy sector in the Adamawa region have taken off with a workshop to launch activities of the diagnostic phase of the master plan to produce, transport and distribute electricity in the region. The workshop to launch the master plan was presided over by Governor Kildadi Tagieke Bukar. Details with Elise Wajibanmi.
Energy experts are of the opinion that Cameroon holds promising possibilities of development and diversification due to the country's energy potential. In order to be versed with some of these potentials and map out ways of improving energy supply in all localities of the Adamawa, a master plan has been set up.
This plan is special because we are focusing on distribution. Agents will go to the field and collect data that will help offer a better energy supply to households.
During the launch of the master plan, authorities confirmed that the data collected will greatly improve efficiency in the production, transmission and distribution of electrical energy in all 5 divisions of the region.
The plan will show us how many villages, how many localities are lacking electricity. After this plan, all the localities will have electricity.
All these strategies come at a moment when inhabitants have been expressing frustration with frequent blackouts, negatively affecting business, and the hope is to see things change rapidly.
Over in the far north region, officials of the Ministry of Water and Water Resources and Energy will go on the field to sample proposals to improve the quality of electricity services. The officials are discussing in a forum that launches activities of the diagnostic phase of the master plan to the production, transportation and distribution of electricity in the region. For details, here is Sylvester Atemkeng.
The launch of the diagnostic phase of the master plan to collect data on the transmission and distribution of electricity in the far north region by the Ministry of intends to take stock of the situation on the ground for better implementation.
The Ministry of Water Resources and Energy will go on the field at the divisional level, at the council level, and even at the village level to know what are the proposals that can be put in place to improve the quality of electricity service.
The Marawa workshop, which brought together administrative authorities and stakeholders in the sector, a divided opinion on the way forward.
We have a lot of projects concerning energetical sector.
To know exactly what problem we have on the energy. The problem is very important for the region and for the councils.
The forum was equally an opportunity for stakeholders to exchange ideas and brainstorm on some short-term palliative measures to solve the problem of electrical power deficit in their localities while waiting for the project to yield fruits.
The population of Bamenda in the northwest region has been encouraged to seek medical care at the military hospital of the 5th Joint Military Region located in Maitrinquen. The medical structure has been equipped to deal with cases of emergency connected to the socio-political crisis, and the director of the medical facility, Colonel Amache Abmadou, has appealed to the population to use the services. Kilo Valerie reports.
The current socio-political crisis in the northwest region has led to several cases of trauma linked to rampant gunshot and cases of kidnapping. There's also been physical injuries linked to explosions and other related incidents. The institution, located at the former Polytechnic campus in Kwen Bamenda, has been equipped to deal with these cases.
We have doctors who are every day present, 24 hours and 24. In military hospital, we have reductions of consultations fee. You can see a generalist doctor with 1,000 francs and a specialist with 2,000 francs.
The hospital is not exclusively for military personnel, but also at the aid of the civilian population.
I noticed that many civilians, they don't know that this hospital is open for them because they think that it is only for military.
The hospital was created on the 21st of February 2018.
Fighting highway robbery and the cultivation of Indian hemp in the Ndé division of the West region are the main challenges of the new senior divisional officer Ernest Ewango Bodu, who was installed into his functions lately by the governor of the West region, Awa Funkar Augustine. The 55-year-old civil administrator is expected to make security his priority in the division, which has over 250,000 inhabitants. Let's get details from the West region.
Ernest Ewango Bodu has taken his baton of command at the helm of the Ndé with a population of over 250,000 inhabitants dotted in the 4 subdivisions of Tunga, Basamba, Bazu and Baganti. While installing the 55-year-old senior civil administrator, Governor Awa Funkar Augustine challenged him to use his sound professional background and put an end to the cultivation, consumption and commercialization of Indian hemp, fight against highway robbery along the Baganti-Fumbod route, all forms of insecurity and the coronavirus. The new SDO was also urged to ensure the proper execution of some projects like the rehabilitation of the Baganti-Bafusam route and the construction of the Baganti Municipal Stadium. He takes over from Francois Franklin Etapa, who will replace him next week in the Bambotos.
In the Momo division of the Northwest region, a new administrative head has officially assumed duty in Gi subdivision. The new man in charge is Ara Amatagana Maxime, and his main assignment is to tackle the myriad of development concerns faced by this area said to be rich in natural resources. Julius Naba reports.
Blessed with a rich and diverse cultural heritage, the people of Ngi subdivision are largely involved in the production of a variety of food and cash crops like cocoa, coffee, and palm oil. Despite these rich natural resources, Ara Amatangana Maxim takes over command at a time when the locality's development is greatly hampered by the ongoing socio-political crisis and poor road network. He says he's aware of these challenges and promised to continue the good work left by his predecessor. Mayor Henley Mayele Akuba notes that government is aware of their plight and has launched projects to boost developmental activities in Gi subdivision, particularly those to rehabilitate the road network and educational system while striving to restore normalcy in Momo division.
The government has devolved to the Under Council 80 million francs for the very bad sections of the road from Scanwater, the beginning of this year.
Ara Amatangana Maxime takes over from Nyaso Muhammadu Mfo, who has been called back for other duties at the ministry.
A Christian association known as Jubilee Praise is offering a praise concert and prayers for Cameroon this evening. Today's concert is taking place under the theme Altar of Praise and Mercy. The motion of the association's matron of the association's activities, Libom Liliken, who is also Minister of Post and Telecommunication, talks about the event.
It's 11 years today that every year they praise the Lord for Cameroon, to ask for mercy, for peace. This edition is very important because we are coming from a very difficult year, but we think that if we are working with God, no matter what will happen in the world, those who trust God will not be afraid of anything. So today, Christians came to worship and to praise the Lord. Our country is also going through difficulties. If God did not come and help, we cannot achieve what we want to do. So it's very important for us.
I urge you once again to put on your face masks, to wash your hands regularly, and to consult a physician or any other health personnel if you notice any symptoms. This is the only way to save lives and to curb the spread of the virus.
We're cutting into the second canto to talk about a fight against coronavirus pandemic, and our tour to the different regions today takes us to the Adamawa region of the country to get a balance sheet of the fight against the pandemic over there. That is for the year 2020. Let's now join Baldwin Sama at the Public Health Emergency Operations Center with his guest, Dr. Yau Alhaji Zakari, for details. Greetings, Baldwin.
Good evening to you, Benin Bumagana. Tonight we take you over to the Adamawa region of Cameroon to talk about a balance sheet as to how health professionals in that part of the country had to deal with the coronavirus in the year 2020. And our guest tonight is the Adamawa regional delegate of public health, Dr. Yau Alhaji. Mr. Regional Delegate, good evening.
Good evening, Sasama.
What assessment or what balance sheet can you make of the fight against COVID-19 in the Adamawa region of Cameroon in the year 2020?
Since the beginning of the outbreak on April 17, 2020, we have recorded 485, and we recorded also 426 recoveries. We have 34 active cases who are under treatment, and unfortunately, we register 24 deaths. From this response against COVID-19 in Adamawa region, under the leadership of the and coordination of the Public Health Minister, we note the following as positive result. The dedication and dynamism of regional healthcare staff, we have to notice it, and the training of healthcare staff on global management on COVID, reinforcement of our community-based surveillance system, the letcom of some patients in health center. Above all, with the dignified and secure burial of the dead body of COVID, which is still remain difficult to be admitted by some communities members, who always assault the health worker who have as objective to assist them on this very family in this sad moment. Last week, the 1st January, we witnessed some cases where the assault on the health personnel is very unfortunate, but that's the difficulty we have in our community now. And we have to appeal them for the respect of the barrier measure, also to respect of the health personnel who are here only to help them to fight COVID-19 in our community.
Thank you so much, Mr. Regional Delegate, and we pray the population continues respecting the barrier measures in that part of the country. That's the take-home message from the Adamawa region of Cameroon this evening. Back to you, Benin Bumagana.
Thank you very much, Baldwin Samaf and Cayman. Still to come in this newscast, our package on the Shan. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development has urged the waste management company Hizakam to redouble efforts in cleaning off piles of garbage along streets leading to hotels and other areas expected to host the different teams of the African Nations Championship. Minister Celestin Kecha-Cotes was speaking earlier today on an inspection visit to some major streets in the city of Yaoundé. Clarence Gay was part of the delegation. This is his report.
The over 2 hours visit took Minister Celestin Kecha-Cotes to some neighborhoods, namely Gendarmerie Santa Barbara, Rond-Point Loncac, Total Ngosso, harboring prominent hotels expected to host the different African teams for the CHAN. At each stop, the minister expressed mixed feelings with the state of hygiene and sanitation on the ground. She encouraged some inhabitants who have devoted themselves in ensuring that no waste is found around their premises, but urged the country's #1 waste management contractor, Hizakam, to step up efforts to ensure that these major streets are properly kept before the D-Day.
I'm happy to see that some roads are clean, but not satisfied to see that some other are not clean. I call Hizakam to do the best, to do everything possible before end of this week. All the roads, Yaoundé should be clean. Not only the roads to hotel or stadium, they should go far away in all the neighborhoods. They should go deeply in all the neighborhoods.
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, which is responsible for urban development in the country, is at the offensive to see the capital city, Yaoundé, cleaner than ever before.
Of course, we expect a cleaner Yaoundé before the start of the Shan. Municipal authorities, bar owners and proprietors of leisure sites across the town of Bolva say they have taken all the necessary measures to enable the population enjoy every spectacle of the upcoming Continental Soccer Jamboree, the Shan. The creation of fan zones and the renovation of drinking spots are far advanced as the competition kicks off days ahead. Details with Clarence Azee.
For the city mayor of Bolova, Dr. Daniel Ejo, the ideal option would have been for the population to travel to nearby Yaoundé and live every exciting moment of the Chan. But due to the COVID-19 health threat, the city council has envisaged a fan zone at the level of the South Regional Chief Town.
We will organizing at Secro Municipal, commonly known as Ngunga, which can contain about 400 to 500 people. Will be installing their TVs, screen, will put in place audio facilities so that everyone will enjoy it.
Some drinking spots around the city have been renovated, with proprietors buying more giant flat-screen televisions and loudspeakers for quality images and sound.
As you can see, I'm very well prepared. I'm wearing my bar. You can see newspaper. It's just to make a customer feel free. Follow the competition very well.
Despite the poor performance staged by the Intermediate Lions in their warm-up games so far, die-hard supporters are nonetheless confident that their push will fire Team Cameroon to victory.
They can't come to Cameroon and carry our trophy away, so we want to believe that our team is a strong team and we are going to see them right through to the end.
The excitement is mounting among football lovers and Cameroonians in the south as they look forward to the kickoff of the African Nations Championship.
While others are preparing to watch the game and players preparing for the tournament, the leading audiovisual media corporation in Cameroon is also doing everything to be up in excellence. Only yesterday, Saturday, the CRTV hosted a 1-hour, 30-minute program in Douala to launch activities and its content of the Shan in the littoral. Let's follow updates with Alphonse Abongwa.
It was 90 minutes of television, radio and online playtime interspersed with TV reports, interviews and plenty of entertainment. Douala and Shan summarily gave a balance sheet of the city's readiness ahead of the continental football bonanza, Shan, in terms of infrastructure, accommodation, hygiene and sanitation, security, amongst others. Guests on the program co-presented by Veronica Benyela and Mohamed Nana included the site committee president for the competition, Littoral Governor Samuel Dieudonné Vardibua, among other chain of actors.
The dwellers of this city are very happy for what the Head of State has done, giving us two main stadiums, the main bridge of Vuri, who was in a kind of darkness since 2 or 4 months.
The governor reminds spectators who would come knocking at the gates of the stadia to keep watch against coronavirus by respecting barrier measures. It was a program for CRTV to test its brand new armada of technical equipment destined for use during the Shan.
Hosting international sports events like the African Nations Championship, the Shan, is often beneficial to the local population, which can make use of the events to generate jobs and money for themselves. Businesses have cropped up around stadiums where it is expected there will be crowds of persons ready to spend money. Romeo Kenye looks at those new businesses that suddenly shut up in prelude to the Shan. This is his report.
A panoramic view of the Yaoundé Omi Sports Stadium from the facet of a nearby complex. The facility is endowed with a hotel favored with modern rooms, a snack plus a nightclub. The area has been renovated for fans coming for the African Nations Championship, Shan.
We are ready already to receive people coming for the Shan. We also have here a hotel with many type of room with something like a 16 room already.
In its premises, there are equally parking spaces.
Our chief cook is very qualified and is able to do every type of meal, especially European dishes and African.
In this drinking spot, stocks of all genres of drinks have been commanded from the wholesaler. Meantime, this restaurant is progressively adapting to Shan frenzy. New tables have been bought to meet customers' bid. In this Sarai, no stone is left unturned prior to the Continental Tournament.
We are closer to the Ahmadu Ahijo Stadium, and here we have rooms that ranges from 25 to 30,000.
In all, owners of the venues have taken special measures to keep at bay any COVID-19 threat.
We are champions.
One more item in sports. 57 athletes have taken part in the Mount Bolva qualification race for the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope this year. Second-class soldier Umaru Muhammadu from Kambe in the Northwest region emerged first for the men's senior category, while 18-year-old Sarah and Deme from the South region won the race for the ladies category. Clarence Aze tells us more.
57 athletes grouped into the junior and senior categories took part in the 25 kilometers Mount Bolova compulsory test race, which qualifies athletes for the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope. Few minutes after the kickoff at the Nkovos Municipal Stadium, in the presence of officials of the Cameroon Athletics Federation, second-class soldier Umaru Muhammadu, who hails from Kambe in the Northwest region, outsmarted the other athletes and maintained the lead to cover the 25 kilometers in 1 hour 3 minutes. 18-year-old Sarah Afri and Deme from the South region did same for the females in 1 hour 20 minutes. Both athletes say they are physically and mentally prepared for the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope.
I'm very prepared because for 2 years I did not run. This one is just only to test my capacity.
I wish to come again among the 3 first athletes who are going to win that competition.
The manner in which Umaru got to the finishing line shows that he has been working, and I just have encouraged him to continue working.
The winners as well as participants all received financial and material prizes from the president of the South Athletics League, Nyango Nodusud.
Thank you. And it is with that report that we come to the end of this edition of the 7:30 News. Ataba Dinoma is going to be here at 8:30 for the news in French. We will be back next weekend. Keep watching the CRTV. God bless you.
Despite our efforts, COVID-19 plunged many families into mourning and seriously hampered the functioning of our economy and society.